We've all heard the term nothing goes up forever, but does this rule apply to NVIDIA? Currently at a $1.94 trillion valuation, selling for $785.38. And with the latest earnings they just reported, NVIDIA's stock market value rose $273 billion in a day. Coming out from the latest earnings report that they just reported yesterday, record revenue, $22.1 billion, up 265% year over year and well above their outlook of $20 billion. And the quarter before that, they're up 205%. So the past 3 quarters have seen huge revenue growth for NVIDIA. It doesn't look like they're slowing down yet. Earnings per share, it's even crazier. Most recent quarter 4 earnings per share is up 773%. They reported $4.98 compared to 57 cents in February of 23. Huge improvements. And the previous quarter before that, up 1,288% year over year. These are some crazy huge numbers that NVIDIA is hitting. Taking a looking at the cash flow from operations and cash flow per share, they have their own little monopoly here. Their earnings are insane. Most recent in cash flow from operations, they posted $11.4 billion in revenue. That is a 411% increase. Previous quarter before that, they posted around $7.3 billion in cash flow from operations, compared to $392 million. That is a 1,770% increase year over year in improvement in their cash flow from operations. Some of these numbers they're posting are insane. So it doesn't look like they're slowing down anytime soon. This is from the latest earnings transcript report. They talk about how consumer internet companies have been early adopters of AI and represent one of the largest customer categories. Pretty much AI is the hot new thing right now. Okay, so the advance was again led by the data center business, where customers continue to utilize NVIDIA's products for generative artificial intelligence and other high-performance applications. So sales and earnings should continue to climb. All right, we're switching over real quick to yearly data. We're going to go check out the cash long-term debt. Their latest reported cash, they have $25.9 billion in cash with around only $8.4 billion in debt. Take into consideration how long it would take to pay off that debt. We'll go ahead and check out net income. So net income for 2023, they made around $29.7 billion. You just divide that by the $8.5 billion, they could pretty much pay off all that debt easily. So no problem with your cash. They are giving back to shareholders retained earnings. So we go over to Seeking Alpha and check out return earnings under the balance sheet. All right, so this is the retained earnings right here. So a good thing to keep track of is retained earnings to see if they're giving back to shareholders. Basically, it's the cumulative net earnings or profits of a company after accounting for dividend payments. So these are earnings not paid out to shareholders as dividends and instead retained by the company to sort of reinvest back into the business. So pretty much retained earnings decreases when a company either loses money or pays dividends, and increases when new profits are created. So let's go ahead and take this out real quick. We'll put it into our little chart. So from 2022 to 2023, they have a 100% increase in the retained earnings. So again, this is net income left over for the business after it's paid out its dividends to their shareholders. So this is showing they have a lot of extra money that they made in the past year. A growth-focused company like NVIDIA may not pay dividends at all or pay very small amounts. Let's see what their dividend is. So the dividend is pretty minuscule, as you can see right here. So a growth-focused company like NVIDIA, they don't want to pay dividends at all or pay very little small amounts because it may prefer to use the retained earnings they keep and all that extra money they make to finance expansion activities. When we go over to the earnings statement again, we return $2.8 billion to shareholders in the form of share repurchases and cash dividends. Again, the dividends aren't really a big deal. It's pretty minuscule what they give back in dividends. They utilize their cash of $9.9 billion towards shareholder returns, including a $9.5 billion in share repurchases. One of the last things we're going to do to check out why NVIDIA has more room for growth and why they're still returning money to shareholders is ROTC. This is going to be a really important metric to keep an eye on. Basically, it means return on total capital. So this is a financial metric used to evaluate the efficiency and profitability of a company's investment in its operations. So we get to see if they're using their money properly. Pretty much it measures how effectively a company utilizes all of its capital, including both equity and debt, to generate their profits. So here's a little formula right here. I'll go ahead and take 2023, the latest date. Basically, it's taking your net income and it's going to divide the total amount of long-term debt plus total stockholders' equity. And this is going to provide me insight into how efficiently a company is utilizing both equity and their debt financing to generate profits. So I have my little notes here. Again, we want a consistent 8 to 16%. So basically a higher ROTC indicates that the company is effectively leveraging its capital to generate returns for their shareholders, and a lower ROTC may suggest that the company is not effectively utilizing its capital. So again, previous 5 years, they've had a consistent 8 to 16% range. It's just this last year they generated huge profits compared to all the previous years. So again, we might want to just average this out because this year might be a little outlier on the numbers. So that's reflecting in its stock price. Up 60% year to date, up 200, up almost 300% from a year ago. NVIDIA is the dominant force in the AI industry with strong growth potential. What do you guys think? Is the valuation still cheap? They're around a $1.7 trillion valuation. One of the biggest companies in the world now. So 1.94 trillion market cap. They just surpassed Google in their valuation. Is their valuation still cheap? What do you guys think? Let me know. I still think they do have some room to grow. The recent earnings report that they just reported showed really impressive results. Some crazy numbers, guys, like huge growth potential with significant growth in the data center and gaming segments. So the outlook for the future quarters is positive for NVIDIA. Again, guys, not financial advice. This is just my opinion, but I still think NVIDIA has room to grow. I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to make this quick little video. So, all right, see you in the next one.